this is where you start to build your business quickly.
So the big question is, what are the top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams, and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? If you ever thought about this, you're not alone. No one has been able to get the answers until now.
We spent the last few years helping agents sell billions in real estate, rubbing shoulders with top producers, which got us thinking, how can we expose more people to these insights to help raise the standard in the whole real estate industry? We then realized that we could help bridge the gap by getting the secrets from the best of the best so that you can succeed. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
The first topic here is hot off the press 2 years ago. This is the biggest topic, the biggest topic in the last 2 years. And to be fair, it doesn't look like it's going anywhere, which is listings, how to get listings, your listing strategies. Obviously, you broke the ice with, I did 150 and I've just kind of been going after it ever since. It's like, holy shit. You are making...
Selfishly, I want to dive into this as quickly as possible because I'm nowhere near that. But my first deal was a listing.
Good.
But 150, what the fuck? What changes and shifts? Because I'm assuming that's where your primary business is coming from, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So
it's to buy, to struggle, to list, to survive, right? I've heard that a few different times, and this is how you have longevity in your business.
Well, it's longevity, but it's also, this concept of trading time for money, which for those of you looking at wealth building, you got to understand that, trading time for money is the most dangerous thing you can do in the world. That's why none of us want to be employees, right? You're getting paid $12 an hour. There's a limit on how much you can make. But when we only work with buyers, or buyers are our primary source of income, we're doing the same thing because there's only so many hours in the day. And when there's only so many hours in the day and so many buyers I can work with, we're suddenly putting a cap on how much money we can physically make, unless we build out teams. And that's a whole nother conversation we're not going to get into today. But what listings do is leverage your time. I can go out and take, as I did, 20 listings a month. And suddenly my time is leveraged dramatically. Whereas if I was I can only work with 3 or 4 buyers at a time. I can have 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 listings in the marketplace. I can be on a beach in Hawaii still making money. I'm not trading time for money anymore. So that's the magic of, listings. The other thing is listings attract buyers. And what I learned quickly is that the market dominant agents in every single market in America are the listing agents. Those are the people that are the market dominant. The companies that are market dominant are the ones that have the most listings. So if you want to be market dominant, you have to get control of the listing inventory. And until you do, you are at real risk every single month, every single day of your business being market affected by something else outside of your control. So that's why I became listing driven.
That's amazing. So by becoming listing driven, what did you do to set you up basically for the launch pad of becoming listing driven, right? People are like, yeah, I want listings, but 9 out of 10 agents, where do I start? What do I do? Getting a listing appointment and going in with a CMA, awesome, good for you. But how do I get 20, 30 listings a month?
Or specifically, how do you do it in 2022? Which is what we want to get into, which is exactly how they're going to do it, rolling into the next year and the next few years.
So to supercharge your listing strategies for 2022, I'll give you some ideas that I'm using with my own coaching students. So one of those is super simple, but powerfully effective. I took this from one of my own teams that works with me, Dave and Shelley Culbertson. And what they do is they do an unsolicited CMA. Unsolicited CMAs are crushing for my students. So I interviewed her on my podcast, and of the 15 transactions she had going at the time, 13 were from this strategy. Another guy I coach over in Florida used this strategy second quarter of the year, did $11 million in business. So here's the strategy. Super simple. You have your list of people that are in your sphere of influence, of people that know, like, and trust you. They haven't asked for a CMA from you. You're just going to give them one every day. So you're going to choose somebody in the morning. Here's my person for today. And I'm going to reach out to them, but here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to just quickly first do a quick CMA on whatever platform I like. NARRPR.com is a great one. It's free to everybody that's a Realtor member. So NARRPR it'll create an 81-page report in 5 minutes. And then I have that not printed, but I just have it on my screen. And then I bring up Zoom or whatever platform you like, BombBomb, whatever. I record a little video, and here's what I say in my video. I say, hey guys, Jim Remley here. I'm just thinking about you this morning. A lot of people were asking me about what's going on with their home value. So I thought I'd just update everybody that I know about their home value. I did yours this morning. Here's what I found. Check this out. Bing, bang, boom. I talked about the CMA. I said, I know you guys may not be thinking about selling, but I want you to give a little update just to show you what's going on with the market. It's been so bananas. If you are thinking about selling or it's on your radar, I'd love to talk. By the way, this is within about 5% of the home value because I haven't been to see your property recently. If you want me to refine it, I could just stop by and give you take me on a 10-minute walkthrough. And if you know anyone else thinking about selling, I'd love to connect with them. And that's it. That creates massive, massive results. So that's one. A second strategy that goes right along with that is what we call our PAIR report, a personalized equity appreciation report, a PAIR report. So imagine doing the same thing, CMA a day. I'm going to do one for my sphere, but I'm also going to do one for my farming area. So I choose a geographic location where I want listings. Instead of doing the boring, hey, I want to list your property, blah, 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 that we always do. Instead, we actually do the same report, the NAR RPR report. We choose an address because we can pull any address we want, and we just go down the line. Every day, we do a new one. So I do a CMA, full-blown CMA. I do a cover letter on that CMA. I say, hey, I'm a real estate specialist in your neighborhood. I'm giving everybody in the neighborhood a quick update on home values since last year. Home values have gone up 14%, but every home's unique. Here's a quick evaluation of what's going on with your home. If you're thinking about selling or know someone is, I'd love to talk. Bing, that goes out. Now that's going to cost you a little bit of money because it's an 81-page report. So it might cost you $2 to send out. Let's call it $2. But don't you think that if you got that in the mail, could you not look at the report? You're going to, out of curiosity, going to look at that report. You're going to open it up and you're going to look at it. So much more powerful than what most marketing is. And that's really when we talk about going with marketing, going deeper rather than wider. Sometimes agents are so focused on going wide with, their marketing spend on social and everything else, but they don't go deep and they miss opportunities. This is going deep and narrow. And I love that concept, and it's crushing. It's really working. So that's one concept.
So Jim, I got a question for you as a brand new agent, right? Because that's really what I am. Even though I got a couple million already under my belt, can the second strategy seems like it can work more for somebody like me I'm brand new in the area, very limited amount of friends, no excuses. Are you saying for me to go get a CMA done, do the actual report, like find an address? So let's say the next neighborhood over, or even in my own neighborhood, right? Let's just make it simple. Do the whole thing, put in a cover letter, and just drop that 8-10 page report in the mail.
Yes,
or
1,000%. So every day I'm sending another one to each homeowner in that neighborhood. Now, if you want to get aggressive, you do 2 or 3 a day, but one a day would be my approach. So simple, but super, super, super effective. Okay. So that's one way for you to drive listings, and it works. I want to just touch on one thing because you're a newer agent in a new market. So
like I just moved down here a year ago. The way we know our friends is through another agent. So I'm being respectful. Yeah. She can have that. Right. I'm creating my own market, my own friends, my own everything. So I don't have a lot of friends that are in this area to use the method number 1, but I can get a hella creative with method number 2. And I'm trying to think how do I dial this in, be most effective and efficient, and do it at scale and compress time? Because everybody is dicking around right now, right? After Thanksgiving until New Year, agents like to take off. I like to sharpen my iron and just take off the other way.
I think that is a great technique. And I would say that if you're trying to scale, I would scale up by having hiring somebody to do maybe 4 or 5 a day. And that's the scale portion rather than trying to do a lighter report, because what you can get them down to is giving a really light version of it that has no value. And people would just throw it away. I'd want to go deep and make this thing a big freaking report they're getting, 10 pages or more in their inbox that they can't not look at. That's what I want. And that's what's going to have impact, in my opinion. So that's what I would do. But really quickly, I just want to touch on one simple, crazy thing for you guys. Because when I'm coaching new agents and they're starting and they're like, how do I build my sphere of influence? And by the way, let me just touch on this. Your sphere of influence is the engine of your business. Right. So when I'm coaching people right now this time of year and we say, what do you want to do in 2022? and they'll say, I want to close 40 transactions. Well, let's talk about your sphere of influence now. What's under the hood of your business? And we look under the hood of their business and I say, what's your sphere of influence size? Every one of your listeners should know it. It should be like, it's 132, it's 189, it's 229, whatever the number is. If you don't know that number, you have zero control of your business. Don't tell me you have control of your business, because you do not. You must know specifically how many people in your sphere. Because I can say to you, if you tell me you got 229 people in your sphere, and I'll say back to you as a coach, if you have that many people, then statistically you should be doing about 15 to 20 transactions a year closed. If you are touching people 20 to 50 times a year, okay, that's the stats behind that. It's a 10-to-1 ratio. For every 10 people in your sphere, you average one closed sale. Now you're telling me you want to do 40 transactions in 2022. There's a gap here. You got 229 in your sphere. In order to get to 40 transactions closed, bottom line, because 80% of your business is going to come from your sphere, you have to have 400 people in your sphere, period. Okay, so you have a gap now. Your gap between the 229 and the 400. So you got to fill that gap as fast as humanly possible. And this is like somebody taking a Honda Civic engine, nothing wrong with Honda Civics, and trying to get Ferrari-like performance out of it, which is what 99% of agents are trying to do out there. They're running around on a little tiny bicycle, tricycle, and they're trying to get, amazing performance out of their freaking car. They're not going to get it. So they have to adjust their mindset and say, how can I build my sphere as fast as humanly possible? So new agent coming in, you parachute into a new city. What do? How do you build your sphere of influence quickly? I'm gonna join every freaking organization I can as fast as I can. So I'm gonna be on meetup.com. It's not a dating site, but it's a place where you can plug into all kinds of different clubs and organizations and people that have groups. I'm gonna create a meetup maybe for different things I'm interested in, and I'm gonna try to meet people as fast as possible. But let me give you one other thing here. The average person in the United States has 27 conversations a day. Just in general, we just have 27 conversations a day. But let me give you a quick tip on these conversations that almost no one's doing. And here it is. It's so simple. It's stupid, but it works. So when I'm meeting somebody, I'm talking to somebody, I'll say, hey, I got a crazy question for you. I'm a realtor. And I always ask everybody this. So here's my question. If you could live anywhere in any house, what does that look like for you? So let's role play this. So Andrew, if you could live anywhere in any house, what does that look like for you?
It's a castle, baby.
Big castle.
Big castle, yeah. Okay. Like I said, I'm like genuinely, that's not even me joking. Like, so it's a bit harder in America. Peter might be a better business role model.
Okay, so Peter.
All right. How about this? How about I'll volunteer myself. So if I could live anywhere, I know exactly where I would live. I would live in Boca, Florida, specifically on the Intercoastal. I would like to be on the west side of the Intercoastal, so then I can see the sun come up and get the view. Because unless you are on that side, you have to be on the ocean to be able to see that. I would love to have 150 feet to 200 feet of waterfront, because I would like to have a ramp for the boat and to be able to lift it up. And I am looking specifically for a modern home that's made out of CBS, white and square-like. Specifically because I like that style, with open indoor-outdoor glass living with a 4 to 5 pane glass all along the back wall, so it hides it in the wall, and I can open it up in the winter and enjoy the time.
So you guys don't even realize you did this, but both of you, even Andrew, who already has a pretty clear vision of what he wants, for a split second, if you guys go back and watch the tape, you both did it. You both looked up and to the left before you started talking. Now, why did you look up and to the left? The reason you did that is because you accessed a part of your brain that you don't normally access, which is like a dream center. It's like your aspirational goal center. And so I took you both to a place that you don't normally go to. It's a place of aspirations, right? Now, what do I do with this information? I can say, if it's if it was more realistic goals, I might say, so what's stopping you? And then you go, I don't have $1 million. I don't have $2 million. So here's what I like to do with all my friends.
Well, that's exactly what's stopping me. I don't have a 1.2, 1.5, right? Because that's what that house will run.
But you will someday. So let's do a little fun. Let's do a little fun thing. If you're cool with it, I'm going to set you up on a dream search for exactly what you want, and it'll send you an email every month or so about all the properties that are for sale that match that criteria as close as I can get to it. You can't buy it today, but maybe 5 years from now you can. Maybe 10 years from now, maybe next year you'll be able to. And we'll just have some fun with it. In the meantime, you may want to buy some kind of a stepping stone to get there, but let's just have some fun with it. What am I doing when I do all this? If they say yes, set me up on the dream search. I'm grabbing the contact information, name, phone number, email, just having fun with it. You'd be shocked at how many people love this conversation, and you can tell them the whole left eye going up to the left because you watch people in real time do it, and they're like, "I did. You're right. It's so amazing." So you get into conversation with people. I've done this in so many interviews. It's amazing, but it's fun. Anyway, trying to meet new people is always fun, and putting them into your sphere as quickly as possible. But back to listings, really quickly. So for me, also another huge strategy for me is two things. One is establishing what I call serial clients. A serial client is somebody who's going to do business with you over and over and over again. So for me in my career and all the people I coach, I try to have people building serial clients as fast as possible. Let me give you an example that just happened to me. I had a phone call from somebody and they said, Jim, I am calling you because I know you own an RV park out here in Oregon. Are you interested in selling that RV park? And I said, no, I'm not, honestly, but thank you for the call. He says, well, I'm with Marcus Millichap, big commercial company out here. And, we've got a lot of buyers looking for that. I said, well, that's great. But frankly, I'm a real estate broker. I'm not interested in selling. If I was, I'd probably be selling it myself. He says, that's cool. Well, let me ask you, are you interested in buying anything? I said, yeah, I am. I'd buy another RV park. He said, great. Do you mind if I put you in my database? Fantastic. Let's do it. So he puts me in my database. 6 months goes by. I'm actually in Florida, in Clearwater, Florida on vacation. I get a phone call on the beach. This is last 6 months ago, or maybe 8 months ago. I'm on the beach. He calls me. This guy calls me. Same guy. He says, "Hey, I just listed an RV park in your area. Are you interested?" I said, "Yeah, I am interested. Give me the numbers." He shoots me the numbers. I say, "It's a little too high. Not for me." He says, "Okay, no problem. I'll circle back to you." Anyway, they go into contract. It fails. It circles back at a lower price. I bought that RV park. Now, I bought this $4 million RV park because this guy did something super smart. He called people that owned a property class, found out if they're interested in selling. So he potentially could have got a listing out of me. He didn't in that case, but he flipped it on its head and treated me as a buyer, put me in the database, and then I bought his listing later on. So how can we model this? Imagine, and this applies to everybody that's listening, you do the same thing for investment properties in your market. You might say, Jim, I'm a new agent. I'm not doing RV parks. I get it. How about duplex? All of us are capable of selling a duplex or a triplex or a fourplex. Easy thing. You can get an FHA loan on all those up to $1 million now, which is freaking crazy. When we identify this property class, you go to your title company, you say, give me a list of all the duplexes in this area. You use a system like the RedX or Property Stream or PropertyRadar.com. There's a million places where you can get phone numbers now. So you grab the phone number. I call the investor. I do the same exact thing. Hey, this is Jim Remley with ABC Real Estate. I'm looking at duplexes. I see you have a duplex over on 3rd Street. Just a quick, crazy question. I've got a lot of investors my office is working with. Are you guys interested in selling that at all? They say no, which they're going to say 99% of the time. They may say yes, but if they say no, no problem. Let me ask you a question. Since you're not interested in selling, would you be interested in buying if I had a hot buy on another investment? Let me tell you something. If you're an investor, you will never say no to that. Never. And so now imagine that you're collecting 5, 10, 20, 30 investors in your investor pool now, and you begin really watching your hot sheet every day. And as new listings hit the market, now this is your calling list. New duplex hit the market, John. I just thought I wanted you to be the first to know. It looks like a hot buy to me. You want to go check it out. This is where you start to build your business quickly. And I've taken a ton of listings using that strategy as well. So that's another strategy.
God, you are dropping some serious heat here.
I'm literally going to have to re-listen to this and watch the game tape because there's so many little nuances that you just shared that literally move the needle in such a big way.
Which I love. And like anyone listening, like that document just putting together those reports, $2 a day or $4 a day, get 2 out a day, and you could just be like the listing king of your area, and it'll compound over time as well, which I absolutely love. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. Now, before you go, we're giving access to a private training we did where we revealed the top 3 niches to get listings today completely for free. So if you want access, you can go and download that training at eliteagentsecrets.com. We're regularly releasing new trainings, guides, and cheat sheets. So make sure to head over to eliteagentsecrets.com and sign up so you don't miss out.